Hey guys, welcome back to Karting with Chris. Today's video is going to be the Dallas Karting Complex March Rental League race. Now, this is the first league race of the year, so if you were wondering what happened to them, it's the first one, so I don't know what to tell you. And second of all, it's been a while since I last posted a video, but we're back. Hopefully we can post some more videos. I've got a couple races coming up. But this is the first race of the year at DKC. And we're starting the year off on the south track. So normally we run the north track, and this track is reserved for club carts, but for some reason today they decided to start off on this track. So we're going to start with the pre-final here. I qualified in 7th out of technically, I think, 50 drivers. There are 50 people registered. The top 20 make it into the pre-final. The rest, the bottom 30, go into LCQ. So I made it into the top 20. I got 7th out of all those 50 drivers, so we're starting 7th in the pre-final. It is a pretty damp and slick track. Now, normally this track has a lot of grip, but it did rain the day of this race, obviously earlier in the day, because it's currently not raining. So there are some standing puddles here and there. It's the last couple of corners, you have to worry about them, but for the most part, the track is pretty dry. It's slightly damp, so the lap times are a little bit slower than normal. So without further ado, let's get into this race. You can see right here, we've got a massive puddle, trying our best to keep our tires dry. You want to start the race on dry tires. It's a helpful tip right there. So the start of this race, I felt like we were going a little faster than normal, but the guy on pole, he gets to dictate how fast we go at the start. But we're going down the straight here, waiting for the flagman to wave green. Flagman waves green, we're good to go. Right off the bat, we have the inside line, so we don't have to worry about people diving up our inside. We're already there. Going through this right-hander, we're going to have the outside, but everyone kind of queues up on the inside, so we're going to try and hold it around the outside. We have lost a couple of positions here, but we get a good run coming out of that right-hander back there. And going through the chicane, we're side by side, and we resume in 7th place. So start of the race, lost a couple of positions, but we gained them back, and we're still in 7th place. So coming out of the carousel or the bull, whatever they're calling that corner back there, I don't know. I get a good run on cart number 19, but I didn't look for the move through this left-hander right here. I don't remember why I didn't go for that move, but thought better of it. And so exit of this double right-hander, I get a better run than cart number 19, so I'm going to go up the inside right here, and then he kind of last minute goes on the inside here, and so we go 3 wide into this left-hander. And unfortunately, cart 23, that was my friend Iron, gets the worst end of the deal. Cart number 19 kind of points me by here, and going through this turn right here, you can see the puddle on the inside there. You don't want to be on the inside, so having the outside line is ideal back there. Now going into turn 1 here, I'm going to figure out that my cart has a lot of play in the brake pedal, and so going into this left-hander, I'm going to be well wide of the apex, and cart number 19 easily sails up the inside. And so we drop back down into 6th place here. Exit of turn 2. I thought about going side by side with cart number 19, but I kind of realized at this point we're fighting a little too much here. Maybe let's just settle down the race. You can see the top 3 in front of us pretty easily. I don't want them pulling away from us. So for now, just letting him stay in front of me. You can see he kind of pulled away from me here, but wasn't too worried about it. I felt like I had the pace on him, but it's just I don't want to be fighting with him too much throughout this race. Now going through the double right-hander, we're going to see cart 14 up ahead, point cart number 19 to his inside. Don't know why he did that, very kind of him, but going through the left-hander, 19 just gets on the brakes a little too late, and so I'm able to go up the inside. We're going 3 wide into this corner up ahead, but I am just going to be able to get ahead of cart number 19 on my right in order to take the dry line. So we're up into 4th place here. Going down the straight here, cart number 19 is going to poke his nose by on the inside here, and so I have to give him room. You may see his nose in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen right there. So I had to give him room, but I'm going to have the inside for the left or the right-hander right here. You can see I dipped a wheel on the curb there, and I had no grip. So some of these curbs, you might think it'd be smart to take the curbs, but some of them have a lot of mud and water on the apexes, so some of them you do need to stay away from. So at this point in the race, we're doing quite well. We're in 4th place. We're only on lap 3. We can see the top three in front of us. The guy in first has kind of pulled a gap on the guy in second, but P2 and 3 are definitely within sight. We can see P3 actually going wide there. That is going to be my friend Ven. Now, unfortunately, Ven ran out of gas going through this left-hander right here, and that's why it appears we're catching up to him quite quickly. Trust me, he's not rage quitting. He told me he ran out of gas, so unfortunately for him, we move up into third place, but we're on the podium now. It is the pre-final, so you don't get anything. And for those of you wondering, wherever you finish in the pre-final, that's where you start in the final. So that's the point of the pre-final. It basically is a qualifier for the final. So starting in third for the final is pretty good, but I want to be starting on the front row. So I can see P2 up ahead. P1 is not that far in front of him, but it's going to be hard to catch up to them. The higher up you go, the faster people are, and it's going to be a lot more difficult to catch up to them. So we're a little less than halfway through this race, and hopefully if they make mistakes we can catch up to them, but it's going to be difficult. So it took me a couple of laps, but we're on lap 5 here, or ending lap 5, about to start lap 6, and I eventually caught up to P2, kart number 6 up ahead. He was making mistakes here and there. I'm pretty sure his kart was not as quick as mine. That kart was not a bad kart, it's just my kart was maybe a little bit better. But going down the straight here into turn 1, I think he's going to get on the brakes just a little too late and go kind of wide of the apex, but he has the inside for turn 2, so he's able to hold it around the inside. I tried to get the cut back, but decided to bump him going into the chicane right here. I saw he was going slightly defensive there, and so I didn't want him over fighting for this position. So kind of bumping him, giving the illusion that I may work together with him. We're just not going to fight for this position very hard. But going down the straight here, I kind of just disregard that and just go for the move. He doesn't block it. Going through the left-hander, he does hold it around the outside, but through the double right-hander, I know he's going to carry way too much speed for that. Poke my nose in the inside here. I've got the inside. Like I said before, I've got a slightly better kart than him. Going through the left-hander right here, I kind of go in a little hot, and so it kind of leaves the inside open. But I was kind of fine with leaving the inside open because up ahead, you can see that all the water is on the inside of the track. So having the outside of the track is definitely more of an advantage. So in the end, I was able to get P2, and so now we just got to try and hunt down P1. We do have 2 laps to go, so it's going to be quite difficult. And difficult it was because P1 ran a very clean and tidy race. I think I was maybe a tenth or 2 faster than him, but you can see up ahead the gap is probably 4 or 5 seconds, so not enough time to catch up to him. But hey, we're going to take P2, and going into the final, we're going to be starting on the front row. So we're doing the warm-up lap on the final race here. Like I said, starting on the front row. And I noticed that the track was a little bit more slippery. It was noticeably more slippery. Now, I think the dew might have affected the track, but also the heavies were before us, and I think they might have dragged some water on track as well. So, yeah, the track was a little bit more slippery this time around, but that's just one thing we gotta deal with going into the start of this race. Right here, I'm trying my best to keep my tires nice and dry. Like I said in the pre-final, I felt like the start of the race was a little quick, and so I told the pole sitter maybe to go a little slower. It's up to him how fast he wants to go. He does not have to listen to me. Thankfully, he does kind of listen to me, but you can see he definitely does not like the speed I'm going. So right here, I have no choice. I just have to go the speed he's going. Waiting for the flagman to wave green. Flagman waves green, we're good to go. Flagman waved it a little later than I thought. I look behind me, and to my surprise, myself and P1 went through the first couple of corners uncontested. There was a bit of a gap behind us. I don't know what happened behind us, but going through turns 1 and 2 and the rest of this lap so far, P1 and I really did not get challenged by anyone. So that's good. That means that kart number 11 and I can kind of pull away from the rest of the people. If he's quick, you know, maybe I can work together with him, then we can just have a straight up 2-man battle for first place. So like I said before the race started, the track had gotten noticeably more slippery, and kart number 11 demonstrating how slippery the track has gotten, going quite sideways through the double right-hander, and then going through this left-hander up ahead. He's going to brake a little later than he probably should have, goes quite deep going through the corner, and so I'm able to send it up the inside, get enough of a run to get in front of him and take the dry line, and we move up into first place. Now at this point, I have to just try my best to A, keep it on track, don't mess up, and pull away from everyone else. Now, fortunately, I got a pretty good cart. I was in cart number 32. If you were here on this day, you may know that cart 32 was a pretty good cart, so winning the cart lottery here, and I was definitely able to pull away from not only cart 11, but the rest of the field. Now, I'm not going to lie, this was a pretty comfortable win for me. We skip ahead to lap 11 here, second to last lap, last corner right here. I almost binned it going into this tire wall right here, so almost ending my career right there. But fortunately, deploying the pro driver skills enough to not put it into the tire wall. But like I said, it was a pretty convincing win. I had a decent gap behind me. Cart number 4 here, he is lapped traffic. Usually when you're in the lead, lap traffic is like the last thing you want because it'll slow you down, allow your competitors to catch up to you. But in this scenario, I had a decent enough a gap. It didn't really matter. And right here on the left, you may be seeing a blue flag with a yellow stripe. If you're a regular at DKC, that's probably the first time you've ever seen one of those. They don't pull those flags out just for anyone. So I'm glad I got it on camera. It's like Bigfoot, right? Once you see it, you just don't believe it. But I'm glad I got it on video. But all jokings aside, this was a pretty fun race. I almost didn't do this race, but I had a friend message me the day of the race, said, hey, there's 2 slots available. You should do it. And I'm glad I did it. We qualified P7, able to gain 5 positions in the pre-final, starting the final in P2, end up passing only 1 person, but that was the 1 person I needed to pass, and finishing this race with a dub. Oh, yeah! Now, since I had such a good pre-final and final, getting second and first, it puts me in the lead for the points here. Now, I'm not a person who typically goes for these rental league championships, but if you think I should go for it, go for that dub, for the overall dub, let me know and I may consider it. But for the time being, that's all I'm going to have for today. If you like the video, please consider subscribing. If you have any questions, suggestions, or opinions, please do comment below. Thank you guys for watching and have a good day.